guys, today I want to talk about things we shouldn't apologize for, but that we do often. Well, at least I do. Here's the thing, we've been taught since early age to apologize for just about anything that may bother others. Even if you didn't do anything wrong, or even if it doesn't make sense to you, you just apologize because it's the polite thing to do. Well, I think it's about time we stopped. I'm not saying don't apologize if you do something wrong or is something that's hurtful to someone, even if that wasn't your intention. But when apologizing means diminishing yourself or your feelings, when it means putting others before yourself, then you should definitely not do it. But before we do this, tell me, are you like me? Do you find yourself apologizing all the time, even when you actually know there's nothing to be sorry about? Like when someone is talking loudly at the movies and you ask them to quiet down, or when someone is complaining about their lives and it's got absolutely nothing to do with you, but you feel the need to apologize for their suffering? Leave me a comment below letting me know, okay? I would love to hear from you. Okay, let's get started. Here are the 7, well, my list was more like 15, but I narrowed it down to the 7 big ones. The 7 things you should definitely not apologize for. And the first one should be obvious and a no-brainer, but more often than not, we struggle with it, which is apologizing for the way you feel. Or the way you look for that matter. You know, the perfect example of what I mentioned before about you diminishing yourself to put others before you. Regardless of how people react, your feelings are valid and shouldn't be ignored. Maybe people don't understand how you feel or why you feel that way, and it doesn't matter. If you feel it, it's important and you shouldn't apologize for it or ignore it. And the same goes for wanting to be happy. I find this so hard to deal with. Over the years, I have lost count of how many times I've apologized for my life options, for not wanting to do the normal thing, for not conforming. But here's the thing though, you deserve to be happy. Heck, you owe it to yourself to look for your own happiness and never give up. We weren't put on this earth to work and complain. We are meant to find our purpose, to fill our life with happiness, to feel good and accomplished and connected with the universe. And if in your search for that, you end up rubbing people the wrong way or make them look at their own lives and not like what they see, it is not your job to apologize for that. Next, you should never apologize for needing time for yourself. And this is another one a lot of people struggle with, me included. Because honestly, it's just not the done thing, particularly if you have children. People are busy all the time. There's always something to do, somewhere to go, someone to meet. To say, well, I'm taking today for myself, just to pamper myself, to sleep, to read that book I've been wanting to read, to have a long bath and just do nothing. You know, it almost makes you feel bad and selfish, but it's not. It's good thinking, it's self-care, it's a need, not a whim. You can't be there for others if you aren't there for yourself first. Not really. You know, you don't need to do it all. It's okay to ask for help and not apologize for it, by the way. It's okay to share the burden, to admit you can't do it all alone. I mean, you can, but at what cost? So, yeah, needing time for yourself or any type of self-care isn't something you should be apologizing for. It's something people around you should get used to and ideally replicate, because we all need it and we all deserve it. Now, these 2 I've just mentioned kind of bring a third one attached, because honestly, it is hard to put your feelings and your needs before everything else without having to say a couple of no's. And if you've watched my videos before, you will know that saying no is crucial to living your best life. And no, you should not be apologizing for it. Have you ever heard the saying that no is a complete sentence? Yeah, it's not no, I'm sorry, it's no. Just no. I have said it before and I will say it again. Saying no when that's how you feel is being honest and respecting the other person enough to tell the truth, even when it's hard or when you know that's not what they want to hear. And you should never apologize for telling the truth, regardless of how others will react to it. And speaking of reactions, if you're enjoying this video, give it a thumbs up to let me know you'd like to see more content like this one. Also, if you're into self-improvement and living a kick-ass life, subscribe to my channel for more videos. I publish new content every Tuesday and Friday, plus my inspirational shorts. Okay, this next one is kind of weird when you say it out loud, but if you think about it, you will find it's actually quite common. You should not apologize for other people's behavior. I will add a quick exception to this rule, that is if we're talking about your small children. If it's an adult or someone else's child, you should not apologize. We tend to feel responsible for the behavior of others, particularly if they're close to us. We apologize for parents, children, partners, siblings, friends, co-workers, the list goes on and on and on. And why is that? Well, sometimes because we love these people and don't want others to think badly of them. Others because we don't want people to think we agree with their behavior. Whatever the reason, it needs to stop. Because if you think about it, when you're apologizing for someone else, you feel embarrassed and guilty. And it's just not your feelings to bear, it's theirs. And if they don't care, why should you? Stop apologizing for what other people do. In fact, stop apologizing for anything that you can't control. People like to place blame on others, but that's on them. You don't have to accept that blame. You don't apologize for bad weather or hurricanes. Why should you apologize for anything else that you have absolutely no control over? And if you do, stop immediately, okay? And this actually brings me to my next one. You should not apologize for not prioritizing other people's dramas, or for not replying to that text, that email, or that phone call as fast as they wanted you to, even if you wished you had but just weren't able to. I'm not saying don't support a friend when they're going through a rough patch. I'm saying don't apologize for not getting sucked into it, as you shouldn't expect your friends to apologize for not doing the same with your dramas. It's natural and even somewhat healthy to see yourself as the main character of your own blockbuster movie. There is nothing wrong with that. The problem starts when you expect everyone around you to be the supporting actors to your plot. And when someone expects that of you but you don't fall in line, they may get upset. How dare you not drop everything you're doing to be by their side and hold their hand? How can you sleep at night when they can't? Well, you can and you should. In fact, it's beneficial for them to have someone who remains calm and shows them that life goes on and that that's a good thing. So don't apologize for it. Moving on, relationships can be tough, regardless of whether we're talking about family, friends, co-worker, romantic partners, etc. But when you identify a relationship as toxic, it shouldn't be hard to end it and move on. But it is. It's really hard. It's even harder not to feel guilty when you end it, or not to apologize for doing it. But if you're ending a relationship because someone makes you feel bad, worthless, weak, or whatever negative feeling may be, ending it is the only thing you can do for yourself. And again, it makes no sense to worry about someone else's feelings while neglecting your own. And if this is making sense to you, why should you apologize for it? If you think about it, you're doing everyone a favor, so stop apologizing. Next, never, ever apologize for being successful. You've worked hard for your success and you shouldn't feel bad about it, and much less apologize to others for it. The same applies with spending your hard-earned money. If you have more money than the people around you, odds are you've earned it. And even if you didn't, unless you have that money because you illegally or dishonestly took it away from them, you have no reason to apologize, to feel bad, or to justify yourself for that matter, regardless of how bad other people may feel about it and how bad they try to make you feel about it. And if it's someone close to you, then please go back to the former tip about toxic relationships and about ending them without apologizing. Be proud of yourself, of who you are and how you feel. Let people know what you want and need without guilt, without apologizing. Also, watch my video about how to say no and watch your life change before your eyes. That is it for me today, and I will see you there. Bye bye!